That beat was so crazy when it first came out.
It really was. Welcome, y'all. We talking about Joel Santana and Dipset, but it's all about the Bills set. Bills Mafia. We here, baby. In the zone with VNZ. This your boy Vel.
And your boy Zyrus. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. We are week 2 into preseason football.
Preseason,
Listen,
baby.
I feel like we were just talking, and it was March, talking about next season, the draft, free agency. We look up and we already damn near halfway through preseason.
It flies so quick, and that's the tough part is that we
really do.
We go through them dry months where we like scratching and clawing for something good, and shout out to the Sabres and shout out to the Knicks for obviously helping us.
That made this offseason go by so much smoother because we had legit stuff to root for until end of June. Dang near. Normally, Sabres is long gone. The Knicks around, but they really not putting up no real fight. They just around. Right. But it's been different this year, which was amazing.
Which was welcoming, but that made me, like we said, with the Sabres success, even though they came up short, but with the Knicks success as well, that made me, I ain't gonna hold you, more hungry to be like, you know what? It can be done. We ain't got to talk about no curse, or we ain't got to talk about, it's been 30, 40, 50 years. It can be done. You just got to put the work in, and your stars and your team members just got to be ready to ball out when it matters. So, week 2 is obviously something to talk about. Cleveland Browns is up next for us, and we already know, for those who don't know, they're out there early to get some work in with the Brownies. But we'll get into that later. I know that last time we were here, my man Zyrus got a chance to get inside that stadium, right? For that first game, right? First preseason game. So that was a great experience for Z, getting in there with his youngin. And now I told you guys.
Yeah, no, I think last time we talked, I think that was after the blue and red. Because last week was the first game.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah. So that was before the open practice that I went to. So I want to, and I know you spent time on it last week, so I know it's not going to be too much different. But was there anything for you that was, slightly eye-opening, or anything different that you noticed with the game experience versus what you witnessed at the practice last scrimmage? So I will say that, because I almost forgot that you actually was there twice in about a week. So yeah, like how was that first preseason game there?
Yeah, I will say one thing I definitely noticed, because even though it wasn't a full house, a lot of people there for that first preseason game, but it wasn't a full sellout or a full stadium. It got loud though in there, bro. Like them third downs, and when that defense was on the field, it was surprisingly loud for the amount of people that were in the stadium. So I'm like, oh, okay, this really might actually live up to them believing in engineering a louder stadium just based on pure engineering alone. But that's one thing I definitely noticed more this time. I got to appreciate the sound system even more. Like just the clarity of this sound, not even just pure volume. Like this the clarity of the sound they got an amazing sound system in there, which I definitely love. Another thing that jumped out at me is, I'm watching the screen more during the game, just because, replays and whatnot, more than I was at the scrimmage. And, we've talked about the size of the screen and all that, and people had that discussion. But I want to talk about, again, the clarity of the screen and the quality of it. Massive upgrade over what was in the old stadium. Like just this full-on super high definition. Like I'm just watching it from the other side of the field, because my seat's obviously on the end zone. So I got the the charge bar directly in front of me in that screen over there, and then the other screen right behind me. No matter which one I'm looking at, man, it's just crystal clear. So, those are the biggest things, because everything else, I walked through the stadium and did all that. So that's all the same. But, just noticing the difference in the sound, noticing the difference in the quality of the visual on the screen and the sound. Those are the biggest things that jumped out at me. And I kind of love that they left it, real bare bones from a presentation standpoint. Like everybody came up the tunnel at the same time. They didn't have the field and all that painted chat. So like now that kind of
Yeah.
leaves something to be excited for
Yeah.
the season
For
opener
week
or the
one.
home
I mean,
opener.
week
Now I can
two.
see
Yeah.
what that presentation looks like. I can see what the field is going to look like. So, being able to see that whole thing put together, yeah, it's gonna be a nice little evening in there.
Any reviews from your son?
Oh shit, he loved it. As a 5-year-old, his excitement
I'm
was a
about to
little
say,
real.
like,
So,
it probably don't
yeah, I
take
mean,
much.
yeah, no, I didn't take much. I mean, even walking up to the stadium, I'm just asking him a couple different times, like, Z, you excited? You looking forward to it? He's like, Dad, I'm so excited. I don't even have words. I'm like, man, my man out here is
That's
speechless. So,
that's
he
dope.
said that a couple different times. And it's
That's
true
dope.
walking out. We parked up Abbott. I'm cheap.
Yeah.
I'm not paying the 60 or the
Yeah,
70.
bro.
Nah,
In this
we back
this
at
economy, bro, I'm
yeah,
not.
nah.
Nah.
I'd even got a little bit closer than normal just to save him a couple steps, but he ain't
Yeah.
complain. He got up to the stadium. He saw the Buffalo. He's like, no, I'm good. Let's get inside.
Let's get
I
to
say
it.
less. So we got to the
Let's get
seats,
to it.
man. He walked in excited. He was happy, man. He saw his players. He was chanting, doing the shout song, sharing defense on. So he had himself a ball. So he was happy.
That's good. I mean, because I always like to hear how the kids feel, because we know these first couple weeks of the stadium being open, it's really, for me, it's about the kids and about those who may not get in there for a regular season game, right?
Yeah, for real.
There's going to be people like yourself, I know, but that's going to get in there for the regular season, get a chance to experience it full blown. But it was good and refreshing, I guess, to see videos of the kids walking up and taking pictures,
Tons of
and the
kids
kids,
in there, and it was
man,
great. Like walking up,
yeah,
just like seeing, because outside of the before you get to the bisons outside, they got like almost like these little concrete rectangles out there, squares, like they're cubes. It's probably to stop cars from driving up through there. But I saw
yeah,
so many kids just like standing on those, and their parents taking pictures of them in front of the stadium or in front of the Buffaloes. And I'm just like, this is really what it's about. Like just seeing like the joy and happiness on these kids' face. Like, granted, as adults, we're enjoying this new stadium and the Bills and all that too. But it's something different when you get the chance to see the kids just, the eyes all lit up, seeing their heroes on the field and their favorite players, and the chance to be in the stadium. So like that energy is always different, man. Just seeing those kids truly enjoying it. It helps you just appreciate, the little stuff even more.
right, yeah. So I'm glad you was able to get in there twice. 'Cause like I said, I almost forgot. And then, as I was alluding to, I was able to and we'll go back on what we like from the preseason game. But I just thought we'll start with our perspective of the stadium first, since it's the biggest thing of the last few weeks for us here in Buffalo, going into a new stadium. But I got a chance to go in there for the open practice on this past Tuesday, and went with my father, Dennis, and D-Nell, and it was a pretty solid turnout. I know a lot of people were trying to figure out how many would show up. I think the records indicated 41,000 plus was able to get in there. And it kind of felt like it. I know I was, I think I said at minimum, I felt like at least half the place was full, but you have so many people walking around, taking pictures, like
right.
trying to
most of them probably just taking laps, trying to enjoy the stadium. So
right, 100%. I had coworkers, dude I know that he sit behind me. He said he was in there with his friend, and they was just going up to the 400s, going up to the 3s. They were just kind of just, all right, what it look like here. And I think that's a part of the experience that I feel like is dope for many people, because it's like, first off, you don't know when you're gonna get back in there, and when you do, you want to be able to say, hey, I know what the 3s look like, because I sat in a couple of sections. I know what the 4s look like because I saw the view. Yeah, it's steep, but it's doable. Like, you're able to answer a lot of questions for yourself when you see it in person. But no complaints for me. The food looked delicious. I didn't try anything. It was 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was not ready to down a chicken wing or a chicken finger, but it looked delicious. I will say that. Had me a beer early because I just felt like it was only right. You know what I mean? Morning
so
practice.
You're not gonna get down with the wings or the chicken fingers.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have a beer.
Who get down with the beer? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, straight Buffalo. I mean, you either waking up early to get you something crazy, or you going to drink a little something. So had me a beer there, $13 or $12 for the Labatt, but nothing crazy. So I say all that to say, man, no complaints. Like I said, I wanted to get right to it. We didn't really talk off air, so I wanted to tell the people. I honestly feel like, and I know there are some people who got some real cases out there, but I honestly feel like the people who were extremely vocal early with complaints, they were already going in with a negative mindset, and they already were looking for something to complain about. Because if you go in there, good vibes, just going there to enjoy, a new building, a new stadium, a new era, right? Then you're gonna probably walk away like most did with no issues. Like I said, the concourse, we talked about it before, you talked about it. Concourse is lovely. Standing room section probably might be my favorite addition to it, is because you have so many different areas where you can stand up and watch the game, and you get a great view. And that's one thing I saw when I've gone to different places, man. I know Atlanta was the most recent one that had it, and like even a standing room section, I don't know. Maybe it was because where I was at in that Atlanta stadium, but I don't even know if they got anything on ours, because where me and Dennis was at, because we was near the standing room section in Atlanta, because we was in a handicap area, and the standing room folks was a little bit behind us, maybe about 20, 25 feet. The Bills joint not even that far back. It's like you right up on the joint. Like you got the little handicap joint, and then maybe 10, 15 feet behind, and you got the people who can stand and watch the game like that.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that. I think it's only
right. I don't even think it's that. Like I was trying to, bro, them standing room areas is nice.
They all over the place too. Like I honestly, I see myself. I think there's gonna be so many times when I spend more time up there than I do in my seat.
Right.
Because I'm standing. I don't watch the game sitting down anyways. Like I'm never sitting down unless it's commercial.
And all you gotta do is tell me to sit down one time, or all I gotta do is sit around somebody one time too many. They'll be like, "Oh, can you sit down?" To me, to be like, "Bet I'm going standing room section," because at least I know I ain't blocking nobody's view. I ain't gotta be hearing nobody cry about me in a way. Like, because I'm 6'1", I'm not a little dude. So like, if I get up and I start to move around, it's curtains for whoever behind me. Like, you know what I mean? And I know normally rows are stacked up so you can still see above somebody. But like, if you that person that want to sit comfy in your seat and watch the game, first off, don't come to a Bills game. But
that's what the couch is for.
I mean, right. I mean, 100%. Like, you got to know, you come into a football game, especially a Bills game, because I get it. I've been in some stadiums where like people complained, right? And it wasn't too many stadiums, but I've been to a couple where it was like, but then they realize, you with other people too, and everybody else kind of standing, and they realize it's a losing battle, so they kind of just be like, you know what, I'm gonna probably just move. Because I've seen that happen too. Like I've seen people not even say nothing around you, and they just you turn around, you don't even see them no more. I think that happened in Seattle. I looked around, I was like, wait, what happened to the 12th man? Oh, y'all move when people get in front. Oh, y'all move when people stand up. Yikesies. But anyways, shout out to the standing room section. Shout out to the size of the concourse. Shout out to the scoreboard. Shout out to the sound system. Shout out to the design. I like it.
Where did you sit when you were in there? Like, was everybody down in the 100?
Lower bowl. Okay. Yeah, so lower bowl, 100. And I joked about it because our joint said upper bowl. It was like upper bowl or lower bowl. You got your tickets. My joint said upper. But I went to the lady. I mean, I got Dennis. I got my dad in with me. I'm like, yo, she like, you're like upper or lower? You know what I mean? I'm like, let's say upper. So she looked at the joint on my phone. She like, oh, okay, say lower. You good. You can go down there. I said, say less. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, get a chance to check out the upper? Did you go up to the upper concourse?
Oh, no. I would have to go solo or left with Dinell because I wasn't going to make Dennis or my dad go up there. But
right.
I thought about it, but then the fact that we got down there with no issue, I wasn't trying to keep going back and forth.
Ain't trying to run that back.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let me get my beer, sit down, and then just try to chill out for a little bit. So I didn't get a chance to move around as much as I wanted to. But at the end of the day, just looking around, I got a pretty good perspective of like how everything would be like if I was to go in this section, that section, etc. So, quiet as kept, I'm already knowing like if I ever not ever, because I know I'm gonna get in there. But if I get tickets somewhere else, I know, okay, this is about what it would look like if I'm in that area, or this is about what it would look like if I'm in this section. So, long story short, or like they say at the end of an essay, in conclusion, 2 thumbs up from me. I think I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I don't even know what would have made it a 10, so that's why I'm gonna just say 10 out of 10. So I give it all the love. Of course, right? Dome in Buffalo. I get those people who wanted that, right? Retractable, all that. But we gotta live with what we gotta live with. At the end of the day, them boys who make the decisions, they made a decision, right? They thought it was on behalf of everybody, but of course, some people disagreed. They made a decision, and we as fans, we gotta deal with it. Unless we just not gonna watch the Bills or not show up to the games or not tailgate and not do this. Like, nobody's stopping becoming a fan. So that's when you got to put your big boy pants on and just be like, you know what? It is what it is. The stadium is built. So either we gonna go or we not gonna go. Okay, cool. Support or not support. Okay, cool. And move on. There's no looking back now. And that's the biggest thing I want people to focus on. Is like there's no such thing as looking back. We got to look forward. We got a season in front of us. We are still right now at the top of the AFC board when it comes to the betting odds right now. Like they still thinking highly of the Bills. They still thinking highly of Josh Allen. I ain't never heard Josh Allen listed at number 1 quarterback in the league so much in his entire career. It's always been 2, 3, 4, 5. And I mean, he ain't been ranked past 5 in maybe 6 years, but it's always been one of those spots. This year, I'm hearing from more and more analysts, more and more executives. He's the number 1 quarterback in the league. So that's the case. We got the number 1 quarterback in the league. We got a new head coach. It's time to put all this stadium talk behind us and let's play football. Let's cheer the team on and let's get with it. So that's my piece on that. But, my man, there was more to it than the stadium. There was obviously gameplay. I did want to get, because I know preseason's a preseason. I'm not one of those people that get too deep into the games, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. We've been doing this now for a while. We never overanalyze preseason games. So if you're that type of person that think we about to pull up a board and dissect every run, every play action pass, every tackle that was made, we're not doing that here. So just your quick thoughts on what stood out to you. And we'll leave it at that. Whether it was a player, whether it was a phase, special teams, defense, whatever, like what caught your eye?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing I'll say is just the starting offense, ability to move the ball. Granted, as you said already, it's preseason. Everything you see, you take with a grain of salt. But looking at some of the matchups or some of the groupings they put out there, seeing DJ Moore out there with Shakir and then Coleman, or then you look up again and then there's Palmer and Keon and then DJ Moore, like just the different combinations that they put out and all had relative success. Like they have a very versatile receiver room where they can do a lot of mixing and matching, so that aspect kind of got me a little bit excited seeing them put Keon in the slot and throw Shakir out wide and more in an X slot. So it's like, it's, seeing those things, I'm like, okay, is this just a preseason thing or is this something that they'll actually want to utilize in the season? But obviously the Josh DJ Moore connection looks great. 3 catches and 62 yards, I believe, and then 2 drives. Like, that's, sign me up. If y'all can figure out a way to do that in the regular season, yeah, I'll take that all day. Give me that. Give me that. But, as a whole, like I said, it's preseason, so you take it with a grain of salt. I mean, starting defense is always nice to get multiple 3 and outs to start a game. Can't go wrong with that. Deion Walker was a beast in the short amount of time he was in there. So it was nice to see the defense out there make a couple plays, make a couple stops. But, more than anything, they got out of there relatively healthy for the most part. Right. Keon got a little bum toe, which, is never good. But, other than that, no real long-term injury. So you get out of a preseason game or another week of practice without any major injuries is a win for me. Because you look across the league, man, it's players dropping left and right. I'd say, God, every day it's another starter team with an ACL or an Achilles or something. Chargers, they starting centers out for the season. Texans, something that affect us. You got Jaden Higgins torn ACL out for the season. So every day it feel like somebody piling up. So if we can get through another practice and another game with no injuries, hey. And I will say, especially how the starting defense and offense look, I really don't need to see them in all this preseason. Put them boys in bubble wrap, let them boys chill out, work hard in practice, but I don't need to see Josh and that starting offense at all for the rest of this preseason. I'm good on that.
I'll definitely say the ones that's nicked up for sure, and obviously our main core, because you got 4 guys pretty much on offense who are non-negotiable, right? DJ Moore, Josh Allen, James Cook, and probably Kincaid or Deion Dawkins. But those guys you can pretty much just say, you know what, based off not only what we've seen from a positive side, but based off of just pure, we have a huge physical matchup coming up week 1 in less than 4 weeks. I ain't playing that game. Now, there are some guys I want to see get more reps, right? We got the backup center in there. He can continue to snap that ball away. We got the guard competition, which is mainly Alec Anderson. He can continue to get his feet wet and cement his role in that starting group. The more reps for him, the better. Osiris, we already know he signed his deal, so you might want to be careful with that. You don't want to have that man sign his deal and hurt himself. So, I'm 50-50 on that. Spencer Brown, I'm also 50-50 on, because even though he's your locked in starting right tackle, he still need a couple more reps in my eyes, just because he looked a little off week 1 of preseason. But Jalen Phillips probably got a little bit to do with that. But Jalen Phillips, Wade Phillips don't matter. You got to look a little bit better than you did out the gate than he did last Saturday. Outside of that, love to continue to see those young guys battle in the backfield. Frank Gore, Ian Wheeler. Wheeler has looked very good, along with Ray Davis getting some extra touches. So, maybe you go with that 3-man rotation for the majority of the next couple preseason games, because James Cook, once again, I don't need him tripping up, gimping up and getting hurt. And then the receiver room, I heard Shakir is a little banged up. We haven't really got any details as of late on what the exact injury is, but I know he did not practice recently in the joint practice with Cleveland. So that's something to keep an eye on. DJ Moore pretty much day to day, but I think he'll be fine. As you mentioned with Keon, once again, another bubble wrap candidate, because number one, we need your feet. We need your foot, feet, toes, all that to be right week 1. I don't want to hear no lingering stuff going on. It's week 5, and I've been dealing with this since August. Nah, get yourself 100%. We need you week 1. But as for the other receivers, it's a good opportunity for that back end group to get some running. The Trent Sherfields, the McCole Hardmans, and I know he banged up now too, but I was going to say Geddes.
Pettis is banged up. I didn't know that. That happened today.
That happened, I think, in the scrimmage. Actually, not the scrimmage, but the practice I was at.
Okay.
I remember because he caught a deep pass in that game, made 35 yards.
Right.
There was another one that he was in there with, and I think he fell kind of awkwardly. So I don't know if it's the ankle, leg, whatever, but that's just something to monitor. So we got some injuries already. Yeah, so that's what
definitely do. I mean, Skylar Bell has been banged up too for a little bit now, but I definitely want to see him get some run though. Like I need him to get to the point where you got to play, young buck. I need to see you out on this field. You need to just get 100%. Your licks in. Yeah, you fresh 100%. To this league. You got to get out here and get this work. So I'm excited to see him on the field. But I know Coach said, before the last game, he said if this was a regular season game, Bell would have been able to be out there. So, obviously off season, they taking, everything with extra precautions, which I get it. You want to make sure everybody's good for week 1. But if they can get him, or if his body's ready to get back on that field, I definitely want to see him get some run these last 2 games for sure.
Yeah, and I was to flip it on the defense side. It was good to see Max Harrison get some reps. He is another one of my guys I'm 50-50 on, because even though he's your starting corner, I'm 50-50 because I feel like he still needs some more reps out there. He's missed probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. The good news was that he was out there scrimmaging with Cleveland. Even got a nice pass breakup on their rookie Boston. It looked like in good coverage in the end zone. So I kind of want to see more from him, just because he's another young dude. And I feel like the young players especially, there's still a lot more to prove. You know, whether you're TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, shucks, I'll throw Dorian in there. I know Dorian is in like his third or fourth year, but like there's some guys out there who I wouldn't be mad to see him get a quarter and a half under their belt this week against Cleveland, because it's ramp up time, but it's also time to make sure that you really truly got your feet under yourselves come week one, because some of y'all are gonna be. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely a couple people on defense I want to see, and a lot of it on that line. Like I need to see TJ Sanders get some more reps. You know, Landon Jackson was getting some starting time out there, but I want to see him get some more reps. Obviously, they just signed Gaines, so if they can get, we'll hit that later though. But if he can get out there and get some run with the defense, that'd be nice. Again, I want to see more of this linebacker battle. Like obviously one of y'all starting, and I want y'all to be healthy, but I need y'all to duel this out between Dorian and KEO. Like, I want to see this on the field. I need to see like that. You know, I want to see y'all figure that out.
And I'm glad because Leonard addressed that. He said it is a battle. Like sometimes coordinators, they kind of dodge those questions a little bit. Like, you know, everybody's out there competing. They try to make a broad
They said it's a good battle right now between Dorian and Caleb. So shit, keep it going. But that does pretty much say that Bernard is the other starter, which we kind of we knew that was gonna be the case.
With the money tied there. Like it's business, but it's also like in years past when he was healthy, he's shown to be a legit linebacker in the league.
When healthy,
so it's a little bit of both, and more so the money, but also if we go back to 3 years ago, mainly a couple years ago, he had close to a Pro Bowl season when you look at the stats. So this guy is no slouch. It's just, once again, you need him to be 100%. Now, I'm borderline 50-50 on him too, because with the injuries, he's also missed time.
It's no ass. Damn.
Okay. You team shit.
Dude. Nah, dog.
He said, nah, you
let
good.
Joe Andreessen get some run. We good over here.
Like I just think you got Jenkins.
It's some people I just don't even need to see. Like I don't want to see Christian Benford out there. I don't want to see Bernard out there. I really don't even want to see Cole Bishop out there. Like he's coming back from injury too, so it'd be nice to get a couple hits in just to get.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Cole,
players, right? But
but I still think Cole is on my list of a couple drives. Like I know what Cole is capable of. Started all last year. But at the same time, Cole, I need you to really be ready. And like being ready, being on the sidelines is cool because that means that nobody touching you. You get your
but you need a couple hits under your belt.
Yeah, there's a couple. Like I said, it don't even got to be no full quarter. Just move around, direct traffic, boom, boom. Because we know we're not seeing Gardner Johnson till week one. I think that's pretty much a lock. Like let's call it what it is. And I called that about a week ago. I said we probably saw the last of Gardner Johnson in the Bills helmet until week one, which I'm cool with, because we already know when the ball is in the air and that week one whistle blow, he gonna be ready. So, no Gardner Johnson, cool. You continue to let Geno Stone, Damar Hamlin. I'm kind of sad that the one dude is gonna be out. Kilgore looks like he might miss this week. He had a minor injury pop up too. Then they didn't really discuss length on there, so I'm guessing it's nothing serious. But again, more opportunities for other young guys. You got what is his name? Wendell Owens or something.
Yeah, you got him. You got a couple guys out there around. Yeah, this is probably the first time in a while that they have people on that secondary, but young talent. That has the potential to grow. Between Kilgore, you still got Hancock back there. Like it's a couple young guys, and I'm like, all right, you have a chance to push one of these Damar Hamlins or one of these Geno Stones. Like, granted, as the vets, I mean, I think Damar Hamlin is fairly safe. You know, I think he's pretty much the
same with Geno Stone.
I think Geno Stone is just about right there too. But I think one of these young cats really got an opportunity to push for some real time, though, not even just a roster spot. Push for some time on that field, especially Kilgore. I think he really got an inside track in Hancock too.
Yeah, I'm about to say both Hancock and Kilgore. That's why I said it's unfortunate that he's hurt right now, because he's the kind of guy you want to see in preseason. Like You watch it in the second half, and you just like, I'm gonna just watch Kilgore all second half. Like he that type of guy. The same thing with Iggy, IGB, and that's why it's refreshing because we've had our ups and downs when it comes to secondary guys over the last 5 or 6 years. Mainly since we saw Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and Poyer kind of reach the end of their career. It's kind of been tough for us Bills fans to be like, damn, who's gonna be the next? Who's gonna be the next Trey White? Who's gonna be the next Micah Hyde? Who's gonna be the next Poyer? And like we're slowly, which I love, starting to see signs of what our future may look like back there. And I'm borderline, like I said, I ain't trying to get too giddy, but I'm borderline excited about the prospects, and not even a young dude, but he is kind of young, but even Diao for that nickel. They say he's had a great camp, getting him from Atlanta and the way he's flashed in that nickel position. But then, like you said, Jordan Hancock, Jalen Kilgore, then you got motherfucking Cole Bishop going into his third year. You got Benford taking that leadership role. You got Max Harrison and IGB on the outside along with Kanai Walker. So I just named about 7 dudes.
Right.
So like the fact that we can do that, because in years past it was like, yeah, we got Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer, and Levi Wallace, and Dane Jackson, and fucking no disrespect, but Jamarcus Ingram or whoever else it was. It was like, we had a mixture. We had a mixture of deaf guys who were serviceable, right? Not nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. But they could come in when needed. So what I'm looking forward to most, and this is what I'm about to get into next with you, is what does it look like for the next couple games? For the young guys, which young guy is going to come up and snatch that spot, right? Is Iggy going to lock down the backup corner spot, which he pretty much has, IGB, but is he going to lock down that number 3 outside corner spot, right? Is Jordan Hancock going to lock down the backup nickel spot, right? Mm-hmm. Is TJ Parker going to continue to make, trend upwards, I would say, with his play on the field so that he can be a key rotational piece and not just, well, he's our second round pick, so he got to play. No, I actually want to see him 3rd and 13 and 2nd and 15. I want to see him on passing downs be a threat, with the pass rush. So with that being said, have you gotten a chance, because I know a couple tidbits, but have you gotten a chance to see any of the clips from the Cleveland scrimmage?
Nope. I've been locked in doing work stuff all day, so I haven't even had a chance to see not one drop of Bills Browns practice stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into that later. What you get out of it today?
Yeah, so I will say they said, no Shakir, no Coleman, of course. DJ Moore didn't, I don't think did too much team activity, but they said overall good on both sides, offense, defense. Even Cleveland had their moments, but Josh throwing darts. They said the ball leaving Josh's hands lovely. He had a long touchdown, I think, to Kincaid in a 2-minute session. Kincaid down the field. Josh Palmer getting it popping. Ian Wheeler, getting his pads down and running over a Cleveland defender on one play that I saw. That was a nice clip. Jordan Hancock getting a pick 6. It was some playmaking going on. But they said good on both sides, not too much fighting and carrying on going on, because I think they said the coaches kind of set the tone early and kind of told motherfuckers like, hey, if y'all get a little too crazy, we cutting y'all motherfuckers off the field and you just gonna be watching. That's what I heard from Joe Brady or from a reporter. So all in all, I heard good things, right? I heard that offense looked pretty well. Deion Dawkins had a nice one-on-one with Jared Verse, I guess, where he took him down. So man, okay, let's see what happens Saturday, right? I don't know if that means that the starters got to pass now, right? Because he did say it was going to depend on, because he did say it was going to depend on what he saw. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm like I said, I still want to see some of those young guys compete. I think the veterans will deservedly get some rest. You won't see no DJ Moore. You won't see Josh Allen. I don't think you'll see James Cook, Deion Dawkins, but all in all, what I heard from the scrimmage was that they were out there competing at a high level. Offense looked good at times. Defense had their moments. And Shedeur versus Deshaun Watson, we know it's going to be the thing that gets talked about in Cleveland. So we'll see what they look like on Saturday. I think I heard Shador is going to get the start. But is there anything in particular for you? Like I said, we don't deep dive these preseason games, but anything that you're looking forward to most on Saturday?
I'll say it's just the continued battles. For me specifically, that linebacker spot, and more so the back end of the receiver room. Because I want to see who's gonna be that six receiver if they're gonna keep six, or are they gonna really push the envelope and keep seven? Which I have a hard time believing that. But someone. It's gonna be a good player that misses the boat there. So my eyes are mostly gonna be focused on those battles. So linebacker specifically, back into that receiver room. Like to see a little bit of a bounce back from the O-line too. So seeing this, they were a little in this past week, again preseason, so it is what it is. But just mostly those battle spots. I just want to see who shows up when the lights are the brightest.
Right, I agree. I mean, it's offensive line I'll have my eyes on, but the running back competition too is a sleeper one. Frank Gore versus Wheeler, right? Who? Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna move up the depth chart, but like who fighting?
Granted, at the end of the day, they fighting for who's gonna be that practice squad running back, because I don't see them carrying 4 running backs. So it is what it is, but I also don't see them carrying multiple running backs on the practice squad. So which one of y'all is gonna be the one who's ready for needed? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
I will say Wheeler run hard. He put his head down and just cut and go. I do like that about him. But Frank Gore, he's not the biggest. He's not the strongest. He's not the fastest. But boy's just a football player. He know how to get downfield. Like he's
Frank Gore light. He really is the light version, right? Just about 10, 15 pounds lighter. Just smooth, operational. You know what you're gonna get. 4 or 5 yards, may get 15 here. Like can catch the ball easy. Like I like his game. Like NFL running back is just he in a backfield with arguably one of the top 3 or 4 running backs in the game. And then you got valid backups behind him. Ray Davis run hard. Ty Johnson, we already know he actually had his pads on at the practice. So that was good to see him back in pads, because I was about to say, I don't know. He was looking real week to week, about a week ago. But he looked like he geared it. He right. He ramping it back up, which is always a great thing to see. I think Ty Johnson, I've always said, is one of our most underrated players, period. Like not just skill position, one of the most underrated players on the team. Because he can legit do it all. You know what I mean? Mr. Utility Man, catch the ball, run the ball, kick return. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he can tackle. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just is Mr. Do It All. So I guess for me, like I don't have no main thing I'm looking for other than staying healthy and just continue to look efficient on both sides of the ball. Like, I shouldn't say efficient on both sides, efficient on offense, right? Continue to show the downfield threat, right? Running the ball well, with Wheeler, Gore, and those guys. I know Cook probably ain't going, but look efficient on offense, and then defensively, continue to sprinkle in that aggressiveness that we're gonna see. Like I don't need Leonard to get too crazy. Don't open up the full playbook, but show me a couple things. Mm-hmm. Show me a couple things. Okay, we doing that. Oh, okay, so I'm looking forward to the continued progress, as you mentioned, to the young guys, and that's really it. Like it's all about the young guys, the veterans, the key veterans. I need them to just kind of sideline, root on your teammates, take
do your part, do your 111. That's it. And if you get a drive, get your little one drive on, 2 drives on, and get off the field, get the pads off, get your hat on, and let these young boys get out there and
play. Yeah, maybe Michael Hoyt, maybe this is the week he gets out there. We'll see. Like what we saw from Dana last week.
But as a vet, you would expect that. I would hope a vet would be able to dominate.
Dana?
Yeah, from Dana. Someone who put in plenty of snaps in this league. So it's glad to see him do it though, because saying he should do it versus actually doing it is completely different. And he showed up the way he's supposed to, took advantage of some people, made some plays.
Some bum.
So
he said, "Y'all got who in front of me? Come on, stop playing with me."
Right.
My man said, "Stop playing with me." But now in a nutshell, I think that's really the main parts that I wanted to hit on, because I think our episodes, especially during preseason, we don't want to go too in depth, too deep. We know fantasy football is around, so I definitely want to, get us a full episode before the I can't even say before the month is over because it's already, man. God damn it.
Month is just about over.
We in the 20s, bro. Like that's another topic. But we about to be 2 weeks away from Labor Day weekend. This is crazy. But anyway, anything else you want to hit on with before we pack it up and get ready for week 2?
That's it, and that's all. I'm just looking forward to seeing Bills on TV again. It's gonna be fun. You know, we got other games on TV, so we are another week closer to regular season football. That's it, and that's all.
Yes, sir. And we got verses coming up for y'all who like music, R&B music. By the time this is out, it's probably gonna be over. But
what verses is coming up?
Donnell Jones and Joe.
Oh,
yeah. Oh. I mean, a little old school, but
I mean, they both got hits,
right?
They both got hits. They catalog deep.
Yeah, so a little that where I want to be. Yeah, little verses.
Joe got some joints.
Yeah, I about to say I seen Joe in person. I seen Joe in person a couple years ago. Me and Ev went. Haven't seen Donnell in person, but Donnell is definitely one of the reasons why I started liking R&B as much as I do with that Where I Want to Be track back in 98, 99. Man, I was singing that. Did it, baby.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, that was that. Man, listen. Y'all, I was singing my little heart out. But yeah, football this week. Saturday, we got the Bills. Oh, man. And then we got a quick turnaround because we play Thursday after that. And then it's over. It's over.
And that's it.
And it's a wrap.
Season is over. And
like they say, it's a wrap. So guys, enjoy it this weekend. You know, whether you watching it outside, because it's middle of the day, it's 1:00 on Saturday. So whether you on the porch watching, or you in the backyard, or you in the house with the blinds open, because I think it's supposed to be a decent weather day. I know it's getting cooler out here in Buffalo. We dropping down mid 70s, low 70s. So I can feel it because even this morning I was looking outside.
It's a little crisp.
Yeah, I have my little short sleeves, and I was like, oh, a little frost on the window.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's the topic for another day. But listen, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all for putting up with us during the rough months, but we here now. I mean, I can say it faithfully that the regular season is a few weeks away. We're buckling down to the last 2 preseason games. Training camp is a wrap for that. We got joint practices all over the league. You know, we got, subtractions, additions. We got fake trades, real trades, extensions being signed. There's a lot going on, but the valid thing is that Josh Allen is still our quarterback, and we got another chance this season to win the Super Bowl. So gear up with us. It's going to be a long season. It's going to go by quick. So you gotta lock in right now. It's going to go by quick. So let's lock in. Join us. We thank y'all, whether it's YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Continue to listen, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell another friend that we got your Bills podcast covered over here. If you like it cool, laid back, not too detailed for the average fan.
We just chilling. We just out here talking ball. That's it. Having a good time. But again, we appreciate y'all rocking with us for another week. And I'm Z. I got my boy Vel with us, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace out, mother.